To the person that just typed in my server, I hope Aiden doesn't dox me. Don't worry, buddy, not you. Just the family member you love the most. Dude, I feel like I'm Two-Face in the Dark Knight when he has like Gordon's family, and he's like, don't hurt my family, Harvey. He's like, I'm not. Just the family member you love the most. Remember that? Remember that? That was awesome. That was awesome. Two-Face was underrated as fuck in that movie. Excellent music choice. Hold on. Yeah, so I fixed my mic. Does it sound good to you guys? It should be sounding good. If my voice sounds a little bit fucked up, I have some mystery illness, I guess. It doesn't seem to really be going away, but yeah. Hold on. All right, here we go. If you make an "I will dox your wife" shirt, I will actually buy it. Dude, I'm telling you, it's like the Jewiest thing ever to like profit off of your own wrongdoing, but like, tell me those shirts weren't fire, bro. Tell me those shirts weren't fire. Did Granny help? What does she help with? Cool painting? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. This house is weird because I think my grandma bought this. My grandfather bought this in like I think it was like the early 70s. I can't remember correctly, but it's this is all like my mom and her siblings' rooms and shit. And a lot of them are just completely unchanged. Like you have like call buttons, like intercom buttons near the doors and shit. And my mom's room looks like some shit out of the 80s. It looks like it hasn't been fucking changed. Aiden Duckbringer is saying that you doxed her. Get in line, bitch. Put your name on the form. Put your name on the form. We'll get to you in 2 weeks. Put your name on the form. I guess to start us off, speaking of some of the aftermath of my controversy, a very unique person, came in with a very unique take about my drama, and I think that it's worth checking out because I, I am still having a bit of a hard time believing this actually happened. So if you go here, all right, let's zoom it out a little bit. Sorry. So E Skeletox writes, moral of the story, never let a woman near Aiden or his community. True. But the irony of this is, for those of you that don't remember E Skeletox was implicated in the now recording Gunner server, where the nudes of multiple women, it was either one, okay, I think allegedly multiple. There's one that I know of that I can name right now. Well, I'm not going to name them right now, but I know of one. But in this server, like the nudes were shared around for, I guess, group gooning sessions, without the consent of the women who's the like these nudes belong to, and he was a part of this. He was a part of this. He was a participant. So it's like very odd. This is the guy coming in, like coming in here being like, "Don't let a woman near it." It's like Epstein being like, "Dude, I hate pedos" or whatever. But this is the worst part. He does the simp man thing, where it's like, "All right, fair play. All right, I agree." And it's like, dude, this is the most pathetic fucking way to respond to like getting out. Like, simp man does this all the time. Simp man will go on the attack, and then you get him into like a call or something, and you like demonstrate like why he's like a complete fucking like coward loser, and he'll be like, "It's true, I am a coward and a loser," like completely unironically. And it's like, okay, is your like strategy here to make me feel so sad for you that I stop insulting you? Like, is that the goal? Folded under zero pressure. True. True. Well, I guess we could get this out of the way, and we have to get this out of the way without me looking like a spiteful, like, maniac. But there is some small commentary drama because Goatcatto, I guess, is a new private server that has now been filled with with this season's roster. Okay, this season's roster has filled the server. Up on dude, first base, we've got Given Ant. For those of you who don't remember Given Ant, I drove him off the internet for several months because he was like being like doing like the unhinged troll, like haha, I'm making fun of you thing in an argument with Kusari, and then his dog died, and then Kusari made fun of that, and then Given Ant tried to do timeout in the middle of like an online like shit flinging session, and it looked like super pathetic, and he thought he had like an easy on Kusari, like, you went too far, you made fun of my dead dog or some shit. And then I try to ask him to come on my stream. He talks, and then when he realizes what it's about, he blocks me. And then he disappears from the internet. I guess he's back now, but I've been hearing intelligence reports. That Given Ant is potentially a new victim. Here's the funny thing. Goatcatto's ex, Ace, and Given Ant, they used to be friends, and both of them were also friends with Laya, I think, or cool with Laya or whatever. But there's been this like beef happening behind the scenes, and what I've been told is Given Ant apparently fucked Ace over in his pursuit of Goat. Like, I heard it, I don't know like how, I don't know the full details. I just know they're now like fighting a proxy war. And dude, it's just really bad. I pray for Astro John. Dude, John is the real victim. Okay, I'll tell you that story. Okay, so Goat had like a private server, right? And when I say private, like kind of every Spurg was let in there at one point or another. A lot of these people were people who had interest, but were just like, it was just some of the guys of like friends or whatever, where people would like hang out and play video games and shit. And then this guy called John was in the server, and I love John, but like, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but John is, I don't want to say loser, because that has like really negative connotations. John is struggling, okay? John is a struggling individual, all right? He has nothing else to do, so he would sit in those VCs all day. He's a little bit autistic or whatever, so hard time picking up on cues. Goatcatto has like the subject of a lot of her jokes is like kind of like could be taken as like flirtatious in nature, etc. And I guess John at some point had come to believe that Goat was like leading him on. Based on what I saw, I didn't see evidence that she was doing this. She very well could have. I didn't see evidence she ever did this. Regardless, John believed it, and as I try to think of who John is and John's perspective, maybe I can understand why he felt that way. Now, fast forward a little bit. Okay, we stand with John, by the way. John was the moderate. I was fine with keeping my mouth shut until you killed the moderate. Okay, you killed the moderate. But hold on, we're still going. So, John, I guess, like, wanted to also flirt back because he felt like Goat was flirting with him, and a bunch of like non-autistic people, I guess, convinced John in a VC to ask Goat the most awkward, inappropriate question possible, like something about her cup size, and it's like, yeah, that's like very uncomfortable. It's very awkward. Like, and I was like, yeah, that's creepy, right? Sure. The problem with that is John was goaded into doing that by somebody else. John is like a vulnerable young man that has no idea what he's doing in the context of like social interaction. Um, and when John realized that he had made Goat uncomfortable, he kind of had like a mini crash out or whatever. With that being said, at this point, you know that this guy who's like neglecting his own life, doesn't have a job, sitting in your server all day, um, believed that there was something mutual between you. That turns out to not be true. You know that he's like having some sort of mental health crisis due to like the events in your server. At this point, it's probably gonna be responsible to remove him, right, from the server. You can do this in a manner that is not like blaming. You could say like, I'm really worried about like, the state of your life right now, and I don't think this place is good for you, and like I think it's best to like remove you until things improve, and then leaving it open, whatever. Like I think that's that's an appropriate way to do it. But like instead, what ended up happening was that Goat kept John around in this server and then would constantly complain about him to me and everyone else. And then we'd all be in VCs, and then like the second that John left, Goat would be shit talking him. And like on principle, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like at first, like I was like at first when I didn't fully understand this dynamic and shit, and I was like a little bit biased in her favor, to her, I was like, yeah, like that is creepy to ask someone that shit, whatever, right? But then I started telling her overtly what I just said to you. Okay, you can remove him from the server if you don't think this is good for him. Because once she started continuously complaining, it's like, okay, you just seem like you're unable to like problem solve whatsoever. But that was due to a misunderstanding of her intentions. I don't think her intention was to ever problem solve about John. It was to, I guess she gets some form of amusement from like kind of embarrassing him and having drama around that front. But she kept him around while she was actively shit talking and complaining about him to everyone else. And it was just like really strange. And kind of like to me was indicative of a level of malice that I hadn't attributed to her. And then I guess in the middle of my drama, John was talking about in his server, Ali Khan has this. Send me the tweet, Ali. But John was talking about in my server how he had felt led on or whatever, I think. And I was explaining like that's not how I perceived it. But like I get why maybe he perceived it that way. But I guess because he was saying this, she like spurgs out and decides to make a public tweet about this absolute fucking like shit or nobody. Where someone has this tweet that I'm looking for. It's Ali Khan. If you were autistic, I can completely understand why you felt like you're being led on. Like, yeah, yes, she's like overtly like there's an overtly flirtatious tone to her sense of humor. It's not her intent to flirt, obviously, but like like that can easily be misconstrued. But where did Ali Khan has the tweet? Oh, here it is. Thank you, Abayu. So she decides after he's like complaining about my story, she decides to make like a fucking public tweet where it's like a motherfucker being nice. This is the cope that she keeps doing. Like, I was just being nice to Bill. I was just being nice to Bill. I was just being nice to Bill. If you like keep continuously having this problem, like the problem might be you. Like, so yeah, like some of like your humor and shit, yeah, was like perceived as a bit more than being nice. Like you might be the problem here. I don't know what to say. How am I defending her? How am I defending her right now? I don't know if this is like an ego thing. I don't know what it is, but it just like seems like she likes the idea of just like having people around her that are into her, and like I don't know what it is. I actually don't know what it is. This is like a bit more than being nice to people. And it's like if all the complaints you gave about this guy behind his back were genuine, I don't understand any motivation you had to keep him in your server other than have someone around that you know is into you that you can like continuously humiliate. Right? And that's just like fucking, yeah, that's like mean girl high school shit. Um, And someone was like, "This is who you're." No, I wasn't. I had perceived the way she had spoke to me and the shit that she agreed with that I was saying had made me believe that she was like more mature and grounded than I've now realized she actually is, right? And that was the part that I'd found appealing, right? I admit it, like I completely misread this person. I completely misread this person. Stand up for John. How am I? How am I not standing up for? I'm sorry. Are we on like the same fucking planet, right? Like, or did drop the DMs? There was. I mean, depends what you want. I'll tell you, the only time I ever like talked about like overtly liking, the only time I've ever spoken about overtly liking her was when I think I was misinterpreting some of like her like sense of humor or whatever, and I wanted to overtly clarify. Yeah, I wanted to be honest and confess that I had feelings and see if she felt the same way. It seemed like she didn't, and then she started in a non-joking way, telling me that she like found various like aspects of me attractive, like comparing me to like her other boyfriends and shit, and like how I was like different, and then telling people behind the scenes that she actually was like telling Himpleton or insinuating to Himpleton that she was like considering me like viable for like potentially a future relationship. Um, that was like the extent of it. This is the start of your red pill arc. No, but yeah, John. To be honest, right, this is all hindsight shit on my end. I was not like this hard on John's side when this was going down. I think now that I'm like not biased by like positive feelings in the direction of Goat, I think that I'm able to see this a little more objectively. Um, and I'm not so biased now against Goat that I'm willing to entertain any negative claim because as Himpleton will tell you, when people were tweeting out the leaks that came out today, I was initially like defending. I'm like, this is obviously a fucking joke. Then I saw the rest of the DM or the messages, and I realized, wait, this was actually not a joke. But like, I'm not trying to platform any claim against her that I think would be like, I'm not trying to platform any claim against her that I just because like it's against her, right? I care about the validity of this. And yeah, in hindsight, like, yeah, absolutely, I think that like, it was like pretty cruel to keep him around like that. I did tell her multiple times at the time to remove him from the server. Aiden, be careful. I'm done with women. I'm done with women, actually. Dude, okay, so you want to know why? Real quick. You know why I found out it's getting so hot up here? Because my grandma now has it so she can control the thermostat from her phone. So I'll go out, dude. There's no airflow in this room to begin with. It's South Florida. It's fucking hot. I'll go out. The thermostat is literally on like 77 degrees. I'm hot as fuck. Give me I gotta like turn on some air, bro. I feel like it's like actually stressing me out how fucking hot it is right now. Dude, we had Wifegate, and now we have the Great Thermostat Wars. No, it's weird because she sleeps on a different floor, so it's no biggie. I just need a little bit of air, man. I need a little bit of fucking air. She's cooking you alive. She wants me to feel the pain of my ancestors. She wants me to feel the pain of my ancestors. Living with no, I'm staying with my grandma. Elder abuse. Anyways, um, and you're drinking, you're gonna turn red. This wine is not really like drinking, is it? I guess it is. I guess it is. I might have a problem, man. I might have a problem. I think when I leave, I'm checking myself into rehab. I woke up today and I drank half a handle of vodka. I'm kidding. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Aiden tried to run from it. He dreaded it, but his homosexuality arrived all the same. I'd be fine with women if like they weren't like. I think it's just like the communication style that is just like so strange to me. I guess because it's a lot more indirect and subtle and beating around the bush. And I like bluntness. I like bluntness. I like people that are direct. Um, I guess just from my limited experience with women, it seems like the female communication style is much less overt. And this is not just this is the context of friendship as well. Like yeah, and even in friendship, it pissed me the fuck off. What wine are you drinking? Malbec from Argentina, I think, or Chile. By the way, if you guys want to support the stream as always, you could be the person that will give us the first tip of the stream through Streamlabs or super chat button in the chat. I forgot what I've been gone so long, I forget what the line is. Anyways, let's continue. So that's that. Then at some point she's like, and this I'm only saying this now because this has gone public because I told the person this involved directly, but she would like complain to me about, like she would complain to me about people like John, and then she would complain to me about people that were mutual friends of ours, like Spinling, basically in a conversation, insinuating that, or I think overtly stating or insinuating that Spinling had made some sort of drunken advance, I guess, in a VC, or something. I don't, but I said this to Spinling, in person, and he wanted to leak this, and I said he could because it's ultimately it's his, right? This is about him. Um, Spinling, is in a relationship and shit, so that's obviously like a pretty damning accusation. And now apparently, what I was told originally is that Goat was claiming that she didn't say this, and now she's claiming that she said a version of this, but I'm twisting her words. And now, so I don't even know I don't even know what's going on at this point. But the point remains, like this is like high school like mean girls shit, and like this person's like a weird addiction to like attention and like keeping people around, just like shit talk. It's just like bizarre. $10 from Calora Vetla. Fun for port wine sucks. But anyways, um, that brings us to today, where my good friend, my good buddy, Anus, comes out with a leak. That's actually his name. I don't know why you would ever think you'd be taken serious online, giving yourself a name like Anus. Comes out with a well. I guess we can start with this "I Love Kim Possible" shit, which I think we like briefly covered. The "I Love Kim Possible" person seems like absolutely insane, and apparently now hidden heroin. Apparently they like reported hidden heroin to the police or something for what looks like a completely fucking invalid reason. I've criticized Hidden Heroin for Hidden Heroin's stage that she did about Goat previously. And that criticism, for the most part, still remains. What I regret about that coverage is that was the only coverage in relation to Lyo where I actually was biased. And I think I even said this at the time. I was worried that like that was a horrible voice crack. I was worried that like, being friends with like somebody involved with the story is gonna like, change my perception in a way that's like overtly favorable to them. And I think that, I probably shouldn't have covered that just by virtue of that bias. But the premise of my coverage is still exactly the same, right? I do think Hidden Heroin, and Beckett seems to agree, I do think Hidden Heroin due to some unrelated grievance against Goatcatto, tried to like dig up this old thing for the sake of like I don't know, smearing them or some shit. But regardless, if hidden heroin is having something fucked done to her, you know, we can all say like, look, we're adults here. We can all say, yeah, that also shouldn't be happening. Well, apparently we're not all adults here. Okay, apparently we're not all adults here because new leaks have come out. Okay, this is causing a big stir. What is Anus's fucking Twitter? Oh my. Okay, dude, they're making it so fucking hard. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just going to look for the tweet, and Twitter is putting Lio on my timeline now, arguing with Vincent Martin. And like, I think Lio's doing this on purpose right now. He's like saying like things that obviously like he's like insulting like Vincent Martin's intelligence or some shit. And this guy like thinks like he was like, forget it. I won't talk about him. 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 Or his like incredibly retarded medical takes or blatantly Islamophobic comments about Indonesia. Anyways. Where the fuck dude, what is Anus's Twitter? Forget it. I guess I can't find it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Oh wait, here we go. You know why I can't talk about Lio anymore? I'm not doing it for him. I'm doing it for me, okay? Because I think that hatred amplifies the worst parts of you. It ages you faster. It in the process of staring into the abyss stares back. That is why I must avoid talking about Lio. To save myself. So these leaks come out today, I guess. Hidden heroin is getting sued. Death to the cow. So this is what I had originally seen. And this is where I was like, this is obviously a joke. Why is anyone morally posturing over this? Nevertheless, like Gilded Poo, who's like all like pro 2016, like edgelord, no personality, existence or whatever. Why would anyone like posture over this? This is just like a fucking spiteful joke. But then as I continue, okay, there might not, maybe there's more to this. Okay, it's not even her getting sued. KP's taking her to court, and if she loses, she's gonna have a criminal record. I'm talking you to, take 9 is so, Joey, I miss us, Joey. I'm suing you for rape. Everyone in the server is a victim. Then you have like given, you have given Ant here, like fucking trying to slurp up everybody's sloppy seconds or whatever. Dude, he's on sloppy 15ths. Okay, Rusty, he has time to do this. But as world-renowned Pakistani journalist Ali Khan pointed out, we have yet to see any proof that Rusty actually died. Okay, where's the body? Where's the body? Where's he at, bro? Where's he at? So from Himpleton, DMs, thanks. I miss you. Why must my name be in this? Don't worry, buddy. I'm gonna sweep for you, okay? Show the corpse. Show the. Do you remember? I think I brought this up. Do you remember? I don't know why I remember this movie. Do you remember in 2012? Can we get like a sequel to Frankenweenie? Can we get a sequel to Frankenweenie? But it involves Rusty. Dude, that would be. Can we like pay like one of these like Spurg degenerate artists to make like an animated series about like Rusty coming back to life and getting his revenge on Givenant for like rolling over from Mars bars in the middle of the night and accidentally crushing him to death? Oh wait, sorry, I missed your sticker. How about Nope with the pair? Thank you so much. Much appreciated, buddy. Um, They also tried to deplatform you, all because you have Dreamer in your server, and you criticize them for going. That's not why I was told them. I was told that the motivation for Hidden Heroin going after Goat. I don't know if this necessarily came from Goat. I've heard this from other people as well, but I heard that like the motivation was that Goat is like friends with this person called Frick the Pirate or whatever, who people have talked about. Like he's literally Hitler or some shit. And I've asked everybody, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do? And the worst I got was that he had like called Hidden Heroin's friend with an eating disorder. He had called her a fat, like disgusting pig. Apparently, that's why this guy gets. It's like, it's a good thing It's a good thing I'm now moving away from the ACC because it's like, dude, week one. If Wifegate didn't happen, week one, bro. I would be giving them nightmares. Week one would be giving them nightmares the rest of their life. If calling some fucking like dumb e-bitch a pig gets you like spoken about like that. Did you hear about the free Astro John work walkout? Dude, can we get a poster? Astro John was the moderate. Astro John was the moderate. We hear it, dude. So true. Everybody, January 23rd, 11:30 a.m. Free Astro John work walkout. Okay. Not quite. Goat swept for a guy that distributed CSAM, right? Asked for her DMs with Cupidity. That's the thing that I defended Goat on because based on unless I missed something in the coverage, right? Based on the information, here's how this was explained to me. I know Cupidity is an actual weirdo that later did like actually shit that would substantiate the, that this was intentional. But based on the information at the time, my position was if we're to believe, which Hidden Heroin didn't dispute, that Cupidity had legitimately found some distorted video. You don't even have to believe this is real. But hypothetically, if you were believing this version of events, if this miner had stumbled across a hyper distorted video, sent it in their server to try to figure out what it was, and then people realized that there was a link in the description of said YouTube video that led to actual CSAM content, I think that to just say that this miner distributed CSAM would be a lie by omission, as there would be extenuating circumstances that would actually differentiate them from somebody that's just like distributing CP, right? Now, I've seen shit that would make it seem like, yeah, that version of events might not be true, right? But if we were to believe it was true, which then, yeah, that would be the position, right? But yeah, I think that like, Goat, like, personally fucking talking to like the people involved with that shit was like, yeah, it's like kind of unhinged. Aiden, someone's hungry, feed them. Who's hungry? Is Wendy hungry? Hold on. Just what do you want, Wendy? I'll get you something. Anyways, sorry. My pet Russian is hungry. Um, where were we? Yes. So let's continue. I didn't try to. What's up, Kyla? I didn't try to ruin your life. You tried to say I supported and defended CSAM distribution and said I supported minors doing it to you, dumb bitch. Now, I think that, like, yeah, that would be a claim that, if taken further, would be like indicative of potential life ruination. But no, like, it seemed like hidden heroin was being a bad faith, like, spiteful individual saying shit out of anger. This wasn't a serious attempt at life ruination by any means, right? I don't think hidden heroin was actually making a serious attempt to ruin Goatcatto's life. Um, so did you? I did not crack, and I dodged a bullet. Okay, because DMs got leaked that this person was actually considering me as like a potential like future prospect or something for like a relationship or whatever, and I was saved. Okay, I've been saved. There are no like weird flirtatious DMs that can be leaked on me. No e bitches ever, dude. I feel like I was in a trance. It's been broken. Now I can like assess like some of this shit like more objectively. And once again, I am not trying to be spiteful or like necessarily like, spiteful against Goat, because if I dislike somebody, I want my disliking of them to be accurate. So as I said before, when I'd originally thought that this conversation that got leaked about it was being mischaracterized and she was clearly joking, I was willing to reiterate that opinion that like Gilded Poo was like being bad, but I was wrong on that. I was wrong on that. As I've read more, I can see, okay, some of this is clearly not a joke, right? Um, all right. So they're just like continuously. Wait, hold on. I missed some part of this. I think that this is the worst part for me. So given Ant, who is like trying to get like sloppy 19ths on from Goatcatto, is participating in the mockery of John, and it's like at first, before you like unsure, like if you're like a kid, it's like, yeah, it's fine. Look at this like loser online. As you understand John more, you realize, okay, this was like kind of sad, and like keeping this guy around, uh, considering he's like a fucking nobody, it doesn't even make keeping him around just for the sake of humiliating him is a legitimately shitty thing to do. And when John had been goaded on by others into making what I agree was like a creepy advance, but the more of the creepiness comes when people goaded him into doing it, right? When he realized what he had done and had like a complete breakdown and was supposedly and had like confided to someone in private that then got leaked that he was like cutting himself, um, that should have been your cue that this person is probably not well enough to be kept around in your server. Nevertheless, keep them around and humiliate them, right? So given Ant, I guess to win Goatcatto's approval is now just like mocking some other guy being in an unfortunate situation, which is like, this is just like complete immature. All these people are older than me, by the way. So I mean, is Ant older than me? Maybe I don't know, but completely unfunny. And Ant is an even bigger loser because Ant, despite liking to dunk on others, has shown that when it comes time to dunk on him, he runs and hides like a total fucking pussy. Dude, you sound so bitter. I could totally see why you would think that. Yeah, I could, from your perspective, I might think the same thing. I mean, as all due respect, I legitimate, like, I've said this before, especially when it came to, like, I have no feelings for this person anymore because when I had like a big portion of having feelings was like a perception of like maturity that I guess I had failed to see in other women around my age and shit, based on like some personal stuff I knew, which I'm obviously not gonna leak about. I was like, okay, this person actually like pretty grounded and pretty mature, and like despite going through a ton of shit, is like actually like functioning pretty well. And like I respected that a lot, right? And now that I've realized that is like a completely incorrect assessment, there's no like feelings there anymore. There is a lot of dislike, and that dislike comes from knowledge of like the type of person that she actually is. Ant is extremely gay, and White Knights. Well, yeah, no shit. No, this like when I was like, when like people thought I was out of the game. The game, I mean, my fucking like career or whatever. Like he was like gloating and shit because he's like really salty that like I made him like completely fucking run from a conversation because he's like a coward and a bitch. And now he's just like blatant like simping and shit. And it's like, buddy, if you're like the last pick on the roster at this point because everybody else has jumped ship. That's not a good sign. I hope it works out, and I am very much unironically. I'm looking forward to the twit longer. Date cougars, Aiden. They will. I is this the time I embarrassingly divulge my attraction to my friend's mom? No, we'll save that. That's a story for later. That's a story for later. But dude, one look, and you would fucking understand. Holy shit. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. But you haven't seen her, is what I'm saying. Like, you haven't seen her. And then you see her, and it's like, oh, I get it now. Okay, Aiden, there's some reasoning, but there's some rationale to this, okay? Would I ever tell my friend this? No. No, of course not. Of course not. How do you tell your friend that you find his mother to be incredibly attractive? Um, which I do think Dreamer is retarded, yeah, but dude, they're also making themselves look more dumb just by engaging with him. These guys genuinely see Dreamer is insane. Why the fuck would they continue engaging with this guy? It's almost like there's a parallel here. It's almost like what you're talking about, there's like a parallel here that's also applicable to you. And like everyone involved in this like conversation. If John is like this fucking pathetic loser that's like making you uncomfortable all the time and it's so embarrassing and you hate being around him and you hate when he's in VC and every time he hangs up she would actually audibly go, thank God. Why don't you fucking like actually handle it like an adult and remove him from your server? Why do you continue engaging if all of these complaints were true? No, dude, I'm not into MILFs. It's just that this was an exception. Feel bad, dude. I'm sick. I'm really sick. This was an exception because you've not seen her, bro. You just haven't. You have to see her. You have to see her to understand. Okay, you have to see her to get it. Give an ant going. I am just a little chuck. That's very funny. That's very. Now, can you produce the dog? Can you produce the dog? I want the dog on my desk in the morning, or an admission that you faked your dog's death. Yeah, I want the dog's corpse put I want his ashes put into a doggy bag and on my desk in the morning so we can confirm. Um, okay, Astro, John. Okay, so they're just make dude, John is like living in these people's heads like rent free. I've seen this dynamic at play before, and at many times there have been instances where I've been like the target, right? Where like there are some people that need to like, in order for them to have fun and function, they need to have someone around that can be a constant source of like mockery and like negative like it's very immature, but like there just needs to be someone around that can be the constant source like mockery and complaints and like negative energy directed at them. It's like a super immature, toxic dynamic. But I think like John is that. That is why John was kept around. But yeah, I guess that's that. This is my take ultimately on this entire thing. This is my take, and I think that this is reasonable. Kind of like Nick with Bob. I disagree with that assertion entirely. I've said before, if we're gonna dislike people here, we're gonna dislike them accurately. I even said like I even refuted like Malcolm's assertion that like Lyle was a groomer. We do hate here. We do hate. We do dislike. We do snark. But if we're gonna do it, it has to be fucking accurate. Okay, it has to be accurate. And my knowledge of the behind the scenes workings, Nick did legitimately like try to like be like a good friend to Boblax behind the scenes at certain points. I don't think it was purely just Boblax was there to be humiliated. I think that's like a hindsight like Boblax narrative where it's like, what's the dog story? So one night, Given Ant was in bed. After trying to be like a funny troll, getting an easy dunk on Kusari, who, due to his like kind of emotional outbursts, criticism, is like a target of mockery in the small commentary community. And after making an epic own against Kusari, it was late at night, and Given Ant was in bed with his dog Rusty. This is how the story goes. And supposedly, Given Ant's stomach, it really like started to rumble. Okay, and he goes to roll over for his nightly Mars bars that he leaves on the night table. And as he's doing it, he didn't realize that Rusty was actually moving around the bed because there was a disgusting smell in the room that he was trying to get away from. But the poor animal didn't understand that the source of that smell was the other living being that was in the bed with him. And in the course of this, as Given Ant goes to collect the Mars bars, he rolls over and Rusty unfortunately was flattened. That's how the story goes. Now, there are some that say that this death was faked, using a very believable story. I can totally believe that happened. Using a very believable story, that this death was faked so that Given Ant could play victim when Kusari punched back. Or so that Given Ant could, yeah, so that Given Ant had an excuse to play victim. Why did you turn gayer, Aiden? Problem? Issue? Concern? My voice is fucked. It keeps cracking. I do I sound like different and like my besides the voice cracks, do I sound different in my normal talking? It's been like, dude, I don't know what this sickness is, but multiple people are saying the same shit. It was like I got a cold, and then I had what felt like a flu, but there was no fever involved. And then I had like another cold, and then I had fucking tonsillitis, which is like where your tonsils kind of like swell up a little bit. And then now I'm back in the states, and I have this cough that just like won't fucking go away. It's not, it's gotten better today. It's gotten better today. My voice is like a little bit fucked, and I've been coughing up like I've, I've been coughing up like fucking It comes out when I laugh. It comes out when I laugh. But I've been coughing up like this very disgusting looking shit into the sink. So Are you taking estrogen? No. All right, well, now that we've covered the most interesting drama of the stream, big things happening on that front, we can now move on to the Volcow live drama of the century. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, this is Locale Live ruined itself for me because, and like ruined itself. It was really good for you at one point. If you're sitting here pretending like the boogie faking cancer shit wasn't like super, like that was like the drama that really got me reinvested in commentary, and then like the Bo Black shit happened that like gave me more direct involvement and pulled me back in. But that was peak, dude. That was peak. I was observing the sidelines. That was fucking peak. And what the fuck was I saying? But then they started to like capitalize on that and just fake everything, and then create this whole universe for like trailer park trash, like chlamydia infested, fucking no teeth having meth head like whores or whatever. And it's like completely ruined because any like actually potentially entertaining drama that comes as a result of this, we're all gonna think it's fake because it probably is. But apparently, Boogie2988 said the N-word. The thing is about drama involving Boogie. Boogie does like legitimately behave like the in like the kind of like in like the self-pity kind of, and I see this and I saw this in like a response that I got sent. But like Boogie, like this is not like part of the act for Boogie like a lot of the time. Boogie's like legitimate, he is this way. I remember being a kid and in DMs with Boogie the night before the Frank Hassel shit went down, and he was like trying to come off as like the fucking Dark Knight to me or some shit, or as like some sort of like epic like edgelord, where he was like I was like telling him like, why don't you go to a hotel? Why don't you go like lock yourself? He was like telling me, I'm gonna shoot this guy and I'm going to kill him. Okay, I'm done with it. When this guy comes onto my property, I'm going to, he's left me with no other option. It's me or him. I'm like, if you believe he's showing up to your house, why don't you go to a hotel? Why don't you lock yourself in a bathroom and call the police? It doesn't seem like shooting him is your only option. I don't think this guy has any violent intentions against you. He's like, this is my only option. What? Boogie had DMs to use a well, yeah, but that's not the important part. So anyways, apparently Boogie2988 said the N-word. Let's check it out.
Why?
Let me turn on my camera.
All right, what's going on?
I just got my host roles taken away.
I'm gonna grab the tea.
I just got my host roles taken away.
Why?
Hold on. Fucking my camera. It's not working. It's bullshit.
Maria's got to see it. Spooky said wants
I got my host roles.
Yeah. Let's
got
go.
my host roles taken away for saying Nick.
What the fuck? Boogie!
Nick.
Boogie!
Why the fuck am I getting my host role? It's a word. Nick.
Stop!
It's a fucking word.
Stop!
I'm tired of
It's just like this is fake. Dude, come on. This is fake. It's fake. Anyone who is like an above average, hell, even an average IQ, like, and you're noticing, you're like, you've taken the you've taken the red pill or whatever. Okay, that's probably not the best analogy, but like you really can see the world for what it is. Now that you know that it's like fake and shit, like you can't like appreciate or laugh at any of this, or trust that any legitimate drama that comes off a Locale Live is real.
What the fuck?
Nick.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Disavow.
Let me turn on my camera.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. But then apparently he releases an apology for this, I guess. Yeah, like he's retweeting all like the promos. It's like, dude, this is fake.
Guys, tonight on Locale.
All right, here it is.
on Locale Rewind, I said the N-word. And, I've ever since my documentary, I said it's just a word, it's just a word, it's just a word.
You cannot be using if it's 2016, you know what? Maybe you're like stupid enough to like buy into. There is no way we're in 2026 and you think like that's just gonna like get you out of this. What?
I've had a very stern talking to since then, and it's not just a word.
Dude, and he tries to do, okay, this might be real, because the bad acting that he's doing, he does that when he is actually trying to, like, be manipulative after, like, doing something that the public perceives as shitty. Like, when he was doing the, kind of, like, trying to subtly insinuate that he was going to take his own life, and, like, pretending, like, he was trying to look like somebody that was actually going to take his own life, but wasn't overtly saying it. It was, like, this, like, fake, like, acting he was trying to do to be like, no, that won't be happening tomorrow. Audibly sighs or something. You could see right through it. Like, this guy's manipulative as fuck. But, like, this is something you would actually do in response.
And I'm fucking sorry I said it. I'm sorry. Keem, please do not fire me for this. I am fucking sorry.
Let me know if you want me to ask him. Wait, ask who? Do you think yes, the cancer shit was obviously real. Yes. I don't think they would go far enough as to, like, actually try to, like, get Boogie involved with a scam where people did actually lose money for the sake of some fucking bit. I 100% believe that's real. I think that's what... I think after that point, when they realized the potential this had, that's when the drama became more scripted and faked. But yeah, I mean, crazy stuff. And then apparently... Yeah, everyone knows this is fake. Dude, they watch it anyway. They're like, it's like reality TV. Everyone knows this is fake, but are they going to stop watching it? No. Let's see. Let's just check in really quick, okay? Let's check in with the Lolcow universe. Let's see how our queens are doing, okay? Our stunning queens. Never mind. Never mind. We can't. We can't check in on that, I guess. It's a sad day. Let's check in on how our nuts are doing. Alright? Let's check our nuts.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad you brought your mom. Hey, Tina, how are you doing?
Hey. How are you going to speak? Shall I give you a note?
Hello.
Hi. Thank you. I'm excited.
Yep.
Who is watching this? Where's the one? Dude, by the way, when they removed Gidgy and Glammy, when they removed, like, Lizzie from Lolcow Bus, okay? That was, like, my 9/11. That's really where the spiral began. That's what motivated me to start, like, dragging people's wives into drama and shit, because I developed this nihilistic perception of the world that nothing matters anymore. I became the villain. That's my villain origin stories, and they removed Glizzy from, like, Lolcow Bus, dude. They removed the top guys? True! True! Lolcow Chubby? Sweet Tea! Dude, we love Sweet Tea. We love Sweet Tea. Listen, we're hoping that Keem pays her next bag of crystal meth. Okay, apparently Keem has not followed through on his end of the deal. And she's been hitting him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bus is back, and I am
Really watching a show that I am 33.333% part of, you dumb fuck. What do you want me to sit here and not say a fucking word?
yeah. Fuck
Who are you
off.
talking to?
I don't.
She doesn't have any teeth, by the way. She's got no teeth. She like has lost all of her teeth from meth. It fell off after they removed Gigi from Lolcow. Well, speaking of Gigi being removed from Lolcow, you know where Gigi isn't removed from, and rumors have it that Gigi's lurking on an alt? Icy Chat, ladies and gentlemen, it's back. It's open to all of you. All of you, yes, every single one of you, unless you were banned from my server doing something egregious. All right, total amnesty. Icy is open, okay? Go join it. Go... Dude, I can't. It's a thriving chat, and you want to get in on this shit before it goes to the fucking moon. Dude, Gum Job is fucking crazy. What I saw, dude. What the fuck? Gum Job? For a sec, I'm like, is that like the name of like another host? I'm like, wait a second. I put two and two together. Okay. Anyways. So apparently, Lacari has gotten himself into a bit of a pickle. I remember I had Mega Lacari EX when I was growing up. I'm like, dude, nobody will understand the satisfaction of having Mega Charizard EX back in the day, man. The satisfaction of just looking at it, touching it. I mean, that happiness will never return to my life. But apparently, Lucari's gotten himself into some drama. Apparently, everyone is showing uncensored links to potential legal material. So I have to be very careful in the course of showing whatever it is I'm about to show to you, in not sharing these links, because apparently they contain illegal material. Go to the most recent stream and fast forward on this stream. Wait, on Lolcow Bus?
Yeah, he does look cute. Look, he would be the prettiest girl at the ball.
In taking you out on a date last month, but I refuse to be a second fiddle man. Sorry.
Oh. If you're lucky, I'm gonna take you to 7 minutes in heaven.
What?
He thinks that's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna give you. I can buy you 2 popcorn.
Dude, this is Shelby. Dude, I'm getting reports. I'm receiving disturbing reports that this is Shelby. Dude, why is Shelby fiending for a gum job, dude? What the fuck, Shelby? What's going on, bro?
One for yourself and an extra for you. Yeah, I know you like popcorn, sweet tea.
I do like popcorn.
Wait, that's a good idea. 2
That's a good
popcorns
man.
where
He's
it's
gonna buy
at.
you the popcorn.
And just
Fuck yeah.
and say if you get to the bottom of my bucket, there's a special surprise.
Oh shit!
If you get to the bottom of my bucket, there's a special surprise, sweet tea.
I bet there is. I'll have to find out. Dig deep.
A handy in the movie theater?
What the fuck is going on, dude? What is this? What the fuck? Why is Keemstar Weinstein fucking bringing meth heads on with the coercive promise of a baggie of crystal to like sit there and basically do sexual harassment by proxy, delegating his disgusting remarks to this naive young gentleman who's then reiterating them to Sweet Tea? What the fuck?
I've never done that before.
Goatin,
Me neither.
say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm Goatin, say, I'm not Keemstar. I'm not going to throw this popcorn away.
I'm not Keemstar. I'm not gonna throw this popcorn away. Hell no.
And I definitely want to share with you.
I definitely want to share with you, sweet tea.
Oh shit! You getting me steamy?
Dude, Keemstar's Flatley. This guy is Astro John. Okay, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Sorry.
Gotta be the second fiddle in the sack. Shit.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
All right, Goatin, you secured your date. Good job. Get out of here. The echoing's driving me nuts.
Bye.
Get out of here. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
You know,
Oh,
see, maybe I'm not hopeless. You know, it could be worse.
Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, of course he's a Gator, dude. What is that? I get them mixed up. It's not FSU. It's what is it? University of Florida. Which one is the Gators, dude? It's like ASU. It's like the ASU of Florida. Which one is it? University of Florida, dude. Yeah, it's like you meet someone like, duh, I go to University of Florida, duh. It's like, bro, what is this school? Why is this school still open? Why is the like UF, ASU, fucking what's the other one? It's like the dumbass Ivy League. The like dumbass Ivy League. The I'm only going to college to fucking like do whippets and fuck mid and then potentially be here until I'm 27 or drop out without a degree.
It could be worse, you know. I mean, we all got to start. Yeah. Look, I'm just saying. I also have negative riz, so I get it.
Negative?
Negative.
I believe that.
It's gotten ugly.
you got what?
It's like my rizzing gets ugly. Like it's not good. It's not good at all. Like I did a date with fucking Desi on live. That shit went terribly.
Okay, great. It's for football and partying. Yeah, dude. Go ahead. Spend fucking 60 grand on football and partying. Be my guest. Gidgy is his mom. May Gidgy's soul rest in peace. Okay. Let's get into this Lucario shit. I really want to appreciate Kevin Malik for linking the uncensored version in Chad's inbox and not mine. I think it's really cool that we're making sure that the big guy gets some. Okay. I think that's cool. Look at me. I just hog all the content. This is from live stream fails. So this guy is on live. I don't know what the fuck he streams about. Apparently Stylo's a big fan of his. And with what we know now, that would make sense. Based on what the Liam Donovan community exposed on Stylo. Wait, this was was this a second time?
Porn acting. You're right.
Okay, at this point, okay. Wait. I got it. This is the second time he's opening this. So this guy's live. Okay, so this guy's live. He opens up his goon folder, which I don't know the contents of yet, but I've heard some of that shit's possibly illegal. So I'm not looking forward to figuring out what exactly this guy was getting to. This was the second time. Got it. Is there a censored version of the initial opening? So I don't pull a Dickers and like show the links on stream. Okay, what we did see, so somebody's leaked when he pulls. Okay, so this guy, my understanding, this guy was streaming. He actually pulled up his like goon folders, I guess. And this is the list of what was in there with no links. So we've got. Let's see what the listen. I don't know yet what this contains. King shit can look weird to an outsider, so let me read this. Secret Mega Pack. I don't know what's in there. Asian teen. Okay. Fuck. What? Lolicon teens? Lolicon 3D covers and links. Real family nudism. Pure nudism teens. Teens, brother, sister, what? How is some? What, dude? How are you fucking? Like, you have like people that are like fucking disgusting, degenerate freaks, like pedophiles, and then you have zoophiles, and you whatever. But like this guy's everything. He's like it's like the infinity. He's collecting the fucking like infinity stones of like perversion. What? How is he into like what the fuck is this, bro? Teen Russian girl. Jailbait. We've got like at least 20 jailbait folders or videos. This is 3 terabytes. Dude. How the fuck is this guy planning on coming back from this exactly? It's like I was going to this like, it's like I can sit here and laugh and like, but it's like, it depends what like if he was into like bondage, like or like I don't know, getting pissed on or some shit. It's like okay, we can sit here and laugh at him. That's what I was like, maybe like when I initially heard about it, like potentially expecting. Oh my god, yeah, dude, it's over for you. I'm sorry, it's over. What the fuck? This guy's a pedophile. I legitimately hope he tries to make a response. That would be. Can you imagine sitting down in front of the camera and trying to make a response to this? You have to like explain why you have a file called "Smoking Indian Camel Sucking Soft Dick" on your computer. Dude, that would be like hilarious. Okay. Dude, it's bad, bro. Okay, somebody's apparently found the censored clip of him originally pulling this up. I want to see, like, the look on his face when he fucking realizes that the gig is up, or that the jig is up.
Let me at least add Wade to the list of champions that I like.
Oh shit, bro. Holy, dude, 2 seconds and it's over. 2 seconds, you just fucking ruined everything. 2 seconds.
fuck? The hell?
What's the stale 200 shit I keep hearing about? I'm actually, that sounds potentially interesting. If anyone knows about that or is like especially interested in that and like knows what I should check out, link it. That sounds like it could be cool. For maybe tomorrow's stream. Okay. So we got that. What are the so then I heard Asmongold is then somehow involved with this? Apparently they always all these like, by the way, all like these like fucking like sensitive like rape adjacent men love to do this thing where it's like the problem with like porn, for example, is the women doing it. All the blame goes to the women. Right. This is like my least left-wing take. I'm against porn. I'm against porn. That's my like like my probably my most righty take. I think that like the industry as it stands today is like super exploitative, and I think that in many cases these women are like the victims of an incredibly coercive dynamic, and one that it's even worse than just regretful sex, because now you have yourself in what you've agreed to in temporary financial desperation. You now have that archived and memorialized on the internet for the rest of your life. And it's like many times it is financially desperate women that are motivated to go into this. The people like Tectone, and you'll see why I'm bringing this up in a sec. People like Tectone love to fucking fixate the blame like on the women as opposed to like the industry and the men that jerk it to this. This is like a dynamic where everyone is at play, and you only want to focus on blaming the party that would leave you with the least level of responsibility, so you can like feel comfortable with the fact that you're a fucking degenerate with like zero self-control. It's like giving men an out for not having impulse. It's like the men don't have a choice because these women put it out there. They're demons. It's like, no, actually, you're contributing to that industry and upholding it. Hold on. Why did I just go into that dial? I think it was... So Tectone is like friends with him. Okay, he didn't do it in this tweet. Never mind. It's incredibly unsettling how desensitized women starting OnlyFans at 18 years old everyone has become. Agreed, but why don't you talk about your friend? Literal proof that women don't mind being objectified as long as they're compensated. Turns out they're more shallow than men. Yeah, the blame just goes into the women doing this. No, it's actually like an industry that would be willing to subsidize. Being 18, by the way, can be one of the most financially desperate times of anyone's life, depending on your familial relationship. And by you, for the sake of temporary pleasure, contributing to that industry, you're actually supporting this. You're upholding this. But Tectone thought this was more important, I guess. And I got sent links on shit. So this is his like defense, I guess.
I'm joking about it. What the fuck, dude? What are you just writing your own narrative? You're just writing your own narrative, man. What the fuck else do you want me to do? What do you want to do? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't do anything. I didn't fucking do anything. That's why I'm not fucking crying and sobbing, bitch. I didn't fucking do anything, dumbass. You just want me to be guilty so fucking bad. Shut the fuck up, retard. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm so sick of this.
Is this how I come off when I'm like in hyper defensive? Is this how I come off? Sad. Actually, I don't come off that way because I address the specifics. He gives vague denials. I'll point out specific conversational inconsistencies. By the way, if you guys want to support the stream, we are presently we're over 1/10 of the way to Streamly goal. So you guys want to support us, as always, you can tip through Streamlabs, Super Chat, all that good stuff. A lot of them are making this decision at 18 years old when they can't even grasp the magnitude and permanence of such a decision. Yeah, at 18, you're like to make that decision. It is one that is, and I've debated Queeman on this previously or whatever, but like to make that decision at 18, it is one that has completely reversible consequences because of the nature of the internet and things staying up forever, and like you don't fully know what you want to do with your life at that point, so like it could hinder like future like prospects, and like by the time you realize it, like you realize that like temporary like money or whatever, you feel like your life's now completely ruined and shit. I think there's like like amongst people who stop producing porn, there's like I feel like I read some study that shows like increased like suicidality and shit. The counter argument I got was like people drafting 18-year-olds for the army and shit. And then I just argued like I forget exactly the argument with Quinn, but then I argued like under utilitarian framework, the utility, like the benefits versus like the net positives would be outweighed depending on the war. Is the gas leak real? I'm being told that it is. Apparently Dickers did have a gas leak in his house, supposedly while I was there. Where are the donors? Where the fuck is Icy, bro? Where is Icy? All right, we got this now.
Okay, let me explain what happened. All right? I was surfing a site. Okay? The shit got downloaded. Like, I didn't trigger a fucking download. It just got downloaded. I opened up the fucking text document. I saw what was in it. I deleted the text document. I deleted it. But the problem with Windows 11 is that even if you delete the text...
Can you imagine? I just need to imagine for a minute that he's being... Obviously he's not. But I want you to imagine that this is actually what happened. What he's saying. This would be the most nightmarish scenario ever. I've thought about that. I've thought about, like, wouldn't, like, the best way for, like, some, like, foreign intelligence agency, wouldn't the best way for them to fuck with someone be to, like, gain access to their, like, computer and, like, download, like, horrific shit onto it and then, like, provide an anonymous tip to the police and get them arrested and shit? Like, can you imagine this was actually just, like, planted on this guy's computer? That would be crazy.
It apparently still stays there. So it was still there after I deleted it. I've told you guys 1,000 times that's what happened. Like, dude, I'm sorry.
Like, how would you, like, let's say he is telling the truth. How would you even defend yourself in a scenario like that? How would you even defend yourself? It's like some Black Mirror shit.
Sorry, like, I have, like, a fucking terror, like... Three terabytes of fucking hentai on my fucking hard drive, bro. Like a lot.
What?
Sometimes you go to a site, some shit downloads on your shit, you don't fucking want it, you fucking delete it, and that, like, that's just what happened, man. Okay? Like, that's what happened. I'm sorry, all right? Like, I don't know how many times I have to explain this, but that's what happened. Dude, let's just move the fuck on, please.
I guess we're moving on. All right, cool drama. But he's asked us to move on. I'm gonna respect that. Yeah, he's way too. I never bought that argument either. I've never bought that argument either because, like, once again, I think he did it. I think he did it. But defensiveness in and of itself is not gonna be like if you actually did not do this, you would be incredibly fucking defensive. I don't even. I think if I found myself in a situation like this, I think I'd have a complete mental breakdown. There's no way to defend yourself from it. There's no way to defend yourself from it. Now everybody like would think you're like a pedophile or some shit. Like the hyper defensiveness in and of itself is not going to be like an indicator of guilt. It's just that the excuse as to why he didn't do this doesn't really make any sense. All right. Anyways. And we got sent this. Wait, somebody wants to call in. A witness or somebody, I don't know if he's looking to debate me or he's looking to support him saying the goat shit. Flatly Live wants to call in to the stream to talk about the goat shit real quick. I guess I'll let him in. Flatly, you're on the air. What's up?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I'm being told things, Aiden.
What are you being told?
I'm being told. All right, I'm going to be beating a dead horse here. Be prepared. I'm being told that my boy Astro John has been blaming me for the C Cup scenario.
I don't know if I heard that directly from him. I think I heard that from someone else. Maybe tell us your version of events.
My version?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my version. No, wait, no. We were all what were we all doing? You joined later that night. I know that for a fact. It was me, I think Raven and Mira may have been there. Goat was in the call, but apparently they were AFK, and Astro John on a warm summer's eve. All right, it was like 3 weeks ago or whatever. And I join in, and Astro John goes, "So, Flatly, do you know something about Goat that I don't know?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, man. We talk all the time on Snap." He's like, "What, you do?" I was like, "Yeah, she's got C cups, on God." But I was implying that we talk on Snap. I don't actually have her Snap. He was like, "What?" Because I kind of knew he liked her, but I didn't know how serious it was because I was popping in and out. So I just kind of wanted to jab at him. Like, the love of your life doesn't love you back type shit. And then I was told that was a big no-no, and I ended up apologizing to Astro John for that. But before that arc happens, I leave. I go AFK for a few hours. I think I actually disconnected. There might be Discord logs that prove that, actually. And I joined back, and there was like 12 people in there. And I think it was Given Ant, Raven.
Given Ant was there?
Somebody else. I think so.
I think I saw him
I'm not
there.
quite too sure. But I joined, and there's like 4 people like, dude, Flatly. I'm like, what happens? Like, Astro John asked Goat her cup size. I started dying laughing. I'm like, that's not true. That didn't happen. And Astro John was kind of giggling, but he was definitely embarrassed, if that made sense. You know what I mean? Like, he immediately regretted it. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I think Raven's like, yeah, he said you told him to say that to Goat. I was like, what the fuck? No. And I thought it was like a bit. So I didn't think it was real. And now I'm like, feel horrible. If I said this joke in front of Astro John, right? Like, I didn't want him to say that to Goat. I mean, I'd say it in front of Goat regardless, you know what I mean? The little whore, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, fuck. And now this is like the 4th person today where it was relayed to me that people were saying that it was my fault Astro John had the C Cup thing. I think Astro John was based. for the C Cup thing. It was a Giga Chad mood. I'm not gonna lie, Aiden. You had some major competition there, buddy. I don't know how you're ever gonna match that energy. I'm gonna be so real.
True.
You gotta put your big boy pants on for that.
There's no need to. Have you been gone for the last week? Or like 2-3 weeks.
I've been popping in and out. I saw you obfuscating your drama with Turkey Tom. I saw that. I peeped it.
I'm not in drama with Turkey Tom.
No. Your Goatcatto ship on fire situation scenario. You're like, hey, oh wait, no, that wasn't what were you in? The obfuscation worked. Ladies and gentlemen, it worked. I completely forgot what drama Aiden was in 2 weeks ago.
Got it. So what do you think about Goat's treatment of John?
I think she should have been very on the nose with him from the get-go. I don't think she should have slowly, because we know Astro John, right? He's a homie, you know what I mean? He wouldn't hurt a fly. But he would be like hopeful all the time, and it was like you don't want to crush his spirits, but you also like gotta let him down easy. And so I think that was the route they were going with. Hindsight, they should have just told him straight up, yo, I'm not interested. Like cold turkey.
Do you think Goat kept John around just to have somebody to complain about?
I don't think so. No. I think I do know she wanted him kicked at one point, actually.
That I told her multiple times to do it. She never did.
Mostly because, well, I don't want to talk about his personal stuff, but he was venting a lot, and then we told him not to do that. I specifically reached out to him and told him to DM me and do, one-on-one call if he was comfortable with it. That doesn't mean he has to, you know what I mean? And then I saw him posting it in Icy and stuff like that too. And it's like, the wrong person gets it, their hands on that, they're gonna flame him for it. That was my big concern.
Well, we're getting reports that you're at the bottom rung of the D tier roster that Goat's been keeping around. What are your responses to these reports?
This is absolutely true. I'm like the 6th wave of infantry for the Goat Army.
All right. Well,
we've had.
Well, yeah, sounds good. You're married, right? Was that a joke?
Yeah.
All right. You have a wife?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Noted. Thanks. All right. So now that let's go back to the Lacari ship. So while we were let's go back to the Lacari ship. Three, all right, 4. So apparently after this got leaked for the first time, he kept going for another 6 hours, and it was just like constant cope and chat calling him like a pedo.
Those fouls, if you show that you didn't spend money on it, you're good. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, then yeah, we're good. Then we're actually good. If that's the case, we're actually good. Because I didn't spend any fucking money on that shit. I literally immediately deleted it. You can check my fucking...
Dude, fuck. You know what this is giving me flashbacks to? I've only referenced this on 5 streams. Jeffrey Toobin, buddy. Lubin with Toobin, man. He got caught gooning in a Zoom call. Had to apologize on national TV.
Banking everything.
All right, so we have that cope, and then apparently cope just continues.
Like, does it count as possession if it's a link in a text document that is now deleted? It's not on my PC. I didn't download anything. No, yeah, there's nothing on my PC, man. Oh, your hentai game folder? Bro, I really like hentai, okay? Like, I'm not dropping that shit. I'm sorry.
To be fair to him, if this was downloaded on his computer by a virus, then it would technically lack mens rea, right? Right? There'd be no intent. So then wouldn't he not be able to be charged if it's true? Just what if somehow this like what looks like the insane lies, insane cope actually turns out to be completely true?
It's like all I fucking go into. Let's be honest here. Okay, malware bites. Maybe later. Do I need?
Dude, I love how he's like turning this. You've just gotten like exposed for being a pedophile, and you're turning it into stream content.
Said you talk to me when you go offline, so we can actually like go through.
Todd, as long as you didn't download anything, you're fine. People seriously thinking FBI will party van you just for seeing a link.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know how this works, bro. This has never happened to me before, so I like.
So, you at this point you should be getting off stream and calling a lawyer. Then
I really don't know.
Actually, don't do that. It's better for me and everyone else because it's hilarious.
Like it's literally just if you downloaded it, depending on what was downloaded.
If he didn't actually download it and it was just downloaded for him, there wouldn't be mens rea. There would be no mens rea. He wouldn't be able to be charged with possession, would he? Listen, there's an out, man. There's an out. Dude, there somewhere in like fucking Estonia right now, some like 19-year-old like fucking hacker is like rubbing his hands. He's like, I got you, finally.
This honestly, chat's making me nervous.
That's why I said you talk to me when you go offline, so we can actually like go through.
Todd, as long as you didn't download anything, you're fine. People seriously.
We already saw that part. Is there anything else to this? Where's the Asmon shit I keep hearing about?
43K? And that's if they think it's like.
Wait, here's the full stream. Okay. Oh. We could just keep skimming through it, I guess. So this is the closest we're gonna get to footage of Hitler in the bunker, I guess.
I was on a hentai site that downloaded some shit, and I was like, wait, this isn't hentai. And I deleted it, but it wasn't fucking deleted.
What? Dude. Why would you even want to be live right now in this position?
I deleted it, but it wasn't. And I was like, wait, this isn't hentai. And I deleted it. I downloaded some shit. And I was like,
wait, wasn't it claimed that a virus had downloaded? Okay, so he downloaded some shit thinking it was hentai somehow, even though all these things are seemingly labeled. These things are all seemingly labeled. He downloads it, and then he's like, "Nani? This isn't hentai," and he goes, and he deletes it. But somehow there was like a glitch, and the delete button didn't fucking work or something, so it was still on his computer.
Hey, this isn't hentai, and I deleted it, but it wasn't fucking deleted.
He's such a bad liar, dude. This guy, like, if you're trying to like teleconvince that, you should not be like actively wiping sweat off your face. Dude, it's like dude, I love Kim Peele, I'm sorry. It's literally like the Kim Peele skit where like where like the wife is like finds out that like the husband is like gooning to porn on the, every time she asks a new question, he like it pans back to him and he's sweating like more and more and more. Dude, chat. Okay, there needs to be a better fucking way to. Can I just stretch to screen? Hold on. Okay, we'll just do it. But then I also want his face. All right, then I guess we could just like. All right, cool. Then I guess we could just like. Dude, we can have like him over here. Okay, cool. We have him over here, and then we could have his chat like right here. So, okay, got it. Okay, that could work. That could work. That could work. So you can see him, and you can see his chat. Although yeah, okay.
Serious.
It is our desires that stop.
Dude, the music is making this. It's his dramatic. It's a Gunner's dramatic last stand. Dude, the music, like, it really like makes this cinematic.
I only goon the 2D.
By the way, we are over 1/10 of the way to Streamly goal. Actually, that's not. I think we're gonna get We're gonna get $8. But to support the stream, as always, you could donate through Streamlabs, Super Chats, or if you want me to smile, you can join the Discord server. Right-click on Gamma server, click Leave server, join my Discord server, and go into Icy. They say it is the most active chat in all the land. Some are saying this.
Oh. Bro, are you kidding me? Oh, come on, dude.
He's just so locked in. The league.
Why does
Is this league?
It's too late. Yeah, I guess these things were made like after or something. I don't know.
Yup, it's over. Couple incident, 1,711. How can even like from a freak perspective, how can one person goon that much? Aiden, Tom, look. Okay, why am I being in that category? Why am I in that category? I feel like it's like Aiden, Epstein, Diddy. Who's next? It's like, okay, I did something bad, but I don't feel like I belong. I feel like you have me like in the wrong category. Hell, you can put me in with like Bad Empanada or something if you want to.
Yeah, I know. This time you invested in a work-only PC? Dude, I didn't do anything. Oh my fucking god, man.
Okay, someone was telling me that Asmongold gave him this advice. I don't know where people are pulling that from.
I didn't do anything, bro. I'm so I didn't do anything, dude.
Honestly, if he says he didn't do anything one more time, I think we might legitimately need to consider that this guy actually didn't do anything.
Yo, like
another victim of the Goonacide.
this champ.
Lacari, what's up, brother? Actually watched you play, you are never apply me, brother. No offense, you are ass at the game.
What?
So at some point, I bet you he thinks like it's all just memes to the chat. They're all just like in on a big meme with him. They're laughing with him. It's like, no, buddy. Like, some of these accusations involve you actually having CP. Like, it's not just like a goon too close to the sun thing. Even though it is like we can't make some memes about this. Like, no, this is pretty serious, pretty egregious. And if like these allegations are true, you do belong in. He's laughing. Your goon folder's just been exposed. People are accusing you of having CP, and you think the PR strategy here is to immediately start like laughing along with fucking Epstein edits. You guys got me. Dude, what is this? This is incredible. This is actually really good. That this fucking dude, this is the most awkward response I've ever seen. Isn't this a funny incident, guys? Isn't this just such a... Hey, let's laugh. I got caught. Let's laugh and go home. All right, guys. It's like, no, dude. You can do that with some things. You can do that with some things. Like egregiously posting photos of somebody's unattractive wife. You can do that with some things. Having CP is not gonna be one of those things, man. I'm sorry.
My fucking god, dude.
Dude, it's like setting it. It is okay. Okay. No.
I fucking did.
He did it. He did it. He did it.
Okay, we did it. We beat the riot client.
Nice. Can you stream from jail?
No.
No.
I mean, if you're visiting, maybe if you get a permission.
Fuck. Well, at least I got a list of champions though. Like,
good news is you don't have to pay for your snacks in jail. But
it's okay, the fact that you know that makes me inclined to believe you might potentially be a pedophile. Of course! Look who shows up! Look who shows up! Look who shows up! Look who fucking pulls up, dude. It's like, what's wrong with this?
just a gut feeling. I don't think you would do very well.
At this point, if you're into anything from Japan, I'm inclined to believe you just like might be a pedophile. I'm sorry.
We're banning a collie? Wait, why?
It's a normie game. It's been on. I don't look at Steam. I hate games. I'm not like a gamer or whatever the fuck. I know nothing about games. I don't care about games. I just like Oi 4, and like Warzone, and GTA Online, and Minecraft.
Oh, actually, this build is probably better now.
For
They'd probably say.
Is he muted? Okay, so he's muted now.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Hard Time 3 is Prison Simulator. Let's try this.
Wait. Isn't this the part where he accidentally pulls it up a second time? Isn't this the part where he accidentally hold on. Oh, I gotta turn the air real quick. But if I need to skip this part, please let me know. Right. Okay, weird question. Is 5 milligrams strong for an edible? Now that listen, there's a contextual reason I have to ask this other than me using weed. I just need to know. I'm asking for somebody.
Wait, Moon played Hard Time 3? What about this one? In it forever. Dig, trade goods, search for an escape route, and don't get caught.
Never been the tough movie. They just do it. It's a little smart.
No. Craft. Oh. Bro. I'm tired of digging with this fucking.
However, our carrier.
Maybe if you've never done it. Got it.
Could strike at the heart of the facility.
We will set a course at once. Amon has taken away my armies.
Open up a notepad. I want you to open up notepad, write something in it, then delete the file, and then open up notepad again and see what happens.
Ready our ships for assault.
Just like the premise of this, like the content does not get better than this. The fact that like instead of like immediately like most people in his shoes would immediately go off the air, private everything, potentially go take their own life or disappear from the internet. The fact that there's actually like a cope stream that continues out, like this is like, it's like the content gods have blessed this month. Unfortunately, some of this came at my expense.
Hierarch, Mobius Core's vessels are not.
I didn't write anything.
Something isn't right.
Our shielding has been punctured. I'm detecting Terran cloak signatures on the lower decks, heading toward the bridge.
Karat Smith.
To guard as redirected.
Man.
And allow.
It's like a pure air mission?
So he's just talking about the game.
Now
we are poised for victory.
Dude, I would like die if I had like a big chat, cause like even with like a small, tiny chat, you see how much I get one guide. Can you imagine me trying to address every single fucking one guy in like a chat that moves as fast as that?
My will is my. Let us proceed. Activating.
He thinks in his mind, if he stays live, it shows that he's not fearing anything because he hasn't done anything wrong. I actually think that's pretty accurate. Yeah. We can just like continue like everything's normal if we like turn it into a joke. Yeah. I think he's thinking like a PR strategist. He's just not coming up with great ideas.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo here, and a moo there, here, a moo there, a moo everywhere, a moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Oink, oink!
What's wrong with the layout? I'll make the chat bigger, okay?
Too long have I rested.
And then I'll make him bigger. What's wrong with this? Just click. How long after the incident? This is like 3 hours after, no?
Enemy will not be far, though. I should send some ships to scout ahead before we relocate.
To be fair, at this point, his mods have been rebelling. Listen, I know what that's like, man. I know what that's like. I know what that's like.
You have not enough minerals. Carrier has arrived. You have not enough minerals.
Make chat bigger? Okay, fine. We're going through the Lacari, I forget this, I keep forgetting this guy's name. We're going through Latex's fucking cope stream after he pulled up the most incriminating Gunner folder of the century. Yeah, we're looking into this right now. $5 from G's. Aiden, what game? I don't know what game this is. Thank you so much.
Listen, Chris Hansen, come on in!
I soar again.
Oh. Hi. You don't need to use Nuki chat anymore because I reopened Icy. Like, I don't think the word's gotten out yet. You actually don't need to use that chat anymore. You don't need to interact with Gam anymore because we have Icy back now and anyone can join.
I would just collect carriers and we fucking damn carriers or yeah, I open up.
Thanks, drunk. Did you just call me? Oh, you're talking. I'm talking to him.
War has. We are poised for victory. The battle is won.
Dude, this is like the face of like he's accepting now that it's over.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Oh, this is a soundbite. I figured out what the problem is. Why my mic wasn't working yesterday. Wait, let me try that. It's working. There's actually on my fucking laptop a mute mic button. Wait, that's actually sick. That's very useful. I think I actually clicked this yesterday. Oh, all right.
Why not bring?
I thought he roped. Yeah, most people in his position, I think, would be heavily considering that right now.
The fight to Amon. Every moment we linger is a moment wasted.
Burn the hard drives, Lamau.
At this point, yeah, like if you were watching this live, and that knowing like at this point, it's like, yeah, I would actually like legitimately be considering the prospect that this guy just like walked out to his balcony and jumped off. Because there is no coming back from this. If that folder, if it actually contained what I'm hearing it did, the titles alone, right? You're not coming back from it. But like, then you go into like the territory. Is there there's actual CP on there and shit potentially? Like, yeah, there's no coming back from that, bro. Is that why Chud was like considering like talking to? Does England have an equivalent of mens rea? Does England have an equivalent of mens rea? Are you talking about? I thought you were talking about Chud. I was conflating two situations because I thought that Chud, in the course of covering this yesterday, accidentally showed a link, and that's why his VOD is down. So that's who you're talking about. And then like. There was like, it's like if Chud could like get into legal trouble over that or whatever, and it's like, I doubt it. I'm not familiar with English law at all, but like, I don't know. England seems like a very just place. Okay, seems like a very just place, and I'd imagine that they have some sort of legal equivalent of mens rea. Dude, with how long he's been gone, yeah, he's baiting. He's baiting.
First of all, you're a fucking retard.
You guys thought the fucking FBI abducted me or something? Yo, what up, Carsons?
First of all, you're a fucking retard.
What the fuck?
Is this guy Finnish? Is this guy Finnish? This is what Finnish people sound like.
I just want to ask you one thing.
What's up?
Did you know that was in that fucking links, in those links, okay? Do you know?
No. Listen, man,
Okay, so how did you get those links?
Because I download a lot.
I understand how the Gunner threads works. You realize that like half of the fucking streaming world right now thinks you're a pedophile, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. They're always gonna think that. Like, there's nothing I can say or do that'll change that.
There's one thing that's lolly, and then the other thing is real children getting fucked. Those are two different things.
This is Kino. This is actually Kino. It's very serious. But this is great. Like, you could see his... Dude, this is incredible.
Yeah, I know,
If
bro.
the second thing.
Yeah, I know, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Are you good,
Yeah,
bro?
so-
Like, are you good, man? Are you good right now? Are you good? You're the one that's not good right now. Are you good? Dude, I know what he's trying to do, and he's so bad at it.
You like disprove that, because if you think it's a joke, which I mean I still believe you, that's why I'm calling you. I don't think you're a pedophile necessarily, but you realize that the longer this drags on, the more they will view you as an actual pedophile.
Those links were jailbait, family nudity,
Literally,
lolicon,
let's
bestiality with
you know, like
jailbait.
3D real children getting sexually abused. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I know, dude. That's why I fucking... Dude, that's why I didn't download anything. Like, chill, okay?
I mean, I trust you, but I'm really just about the perception of it, because I was also abused as a minor, so I really...
Okay, all right. Awkward. Who the hell starts a conversation? I didn't start a conversation like that.
Just wanna know...
But no, on a real note, I can understand. You don't need to actually have been abused yourself to be very fucking pissed off at this concept. Although under Gilded Pooh's logic, If it's not your child, it's not your problem.
Lacari anymore, guys, because he cheated. He cheated because he's weak. He's a weak man. He will go back to Epic 7, and he will never PB ever again, and that is the truth.
He knows it's done.
Bro, just admit the truth, it's 100% totally cooked. The longer this goes on, the deeper a grave you're digging for yourself.
Where does he live? Where does he live? Let's say you wake up in his body. What the fuck are you doing at this point? What are you doing at this point? I'm thinking disappear, bring the lightest but most valuable physical possessions you own, attempt to cross the Darien Gap into Colombia, and just like live in South America under a false identity. You're cooked, man. Tex, he should be heading for the border right now.
Did I not like deny that I didn't download shit? I didn't know what was in there.
Don't be sad that your career is over. Be happy that IT happened. XQCL. Don't be sad that your career is over. Be happy that IT happened. XQCL. Jesse vindicated. Jesse vindicated. Jesse vindicated.
Change your name. Not in the U.S. It doesn't work like that in the U.S. because to change your name, you have to publish the name change in a newspaper. I think in almost every state, unless you can prove that you're like a victim of domestic violence.
How does it end up there? Okay.
Or you're in like a witness protection program.
Let me explain what happened. All right. I was surfing a site. Okay.
Got it.
The shit got downloaded. Like
it got downloaded. Notice how he's removed like the personal aspect. Not like I downloaded this. The shit got down as if like the mouse just like moved itself.
I didn't trigger a fucking download. It just got downloaded. I opened up the.
Didn't he say at the start of this that he downloaded it thinking that it was hentai? If you didn't even download it to begin with, then why were you thinking it was anything? Apparently this just got on your computer. This wasn't even like a intentional like thing. Now you didn't even. At first it was I downloaded it, but it wasn't what I thought it was. Now it is I downloaded it, or no. Now it is I didn't fucking download it. It just got there.
Fucking text document. I saw what was in it. I deleted the text document. I deleted it. But the problem with Windows 11 is that even if you delete the text document, it apparently still stays there.
That I don't think that's true at all.
So it was still there after I deleted it. I've told you guys.
Also, that wasn't just a text document, was it?
1,000 times that's what happened.
Well, he said it. He said it.
Like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I have like a fucking 3 terabytes of fucking hentai on my fucking hard drive, bro. Like a lot. Sometimes you go to a site.
Your Honor, my client has downloaded so much degenerate porn that how could there not be some illegal stuff in there floating around?
Some shit downloads on your shit. You don't fucking want it. You fucking delete it.
I have had a file auto download once, but it was just like a virus. I think it was a. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a. I'm pretty sure it was a virus. Okay, pretty sure it was a virus, but I deleted it from my computer, and it was not. It is possible for that to happen. I'm just trying to think of like it's not for this to happen, but I've had a virus download on my computer. I don't remember. I think I deleted. It was like it was like Java or like it was like a Java something like auto download, and it was like a virus or some shit.
Like that's just what happened, man. Okay, like that's what happened. I'm sorry. All right. Like I don't know how many times I have to explain this, But that's what happened. Dude, let's just move the fuck on, please.
Dude, the air went off again.
No one's gonna fucking believe me, man. There's no moving on? Okay.
He's like, no, okay. So he's like trying to like laugh about like, sure, man.
It's literally a text document.
This actually, what that guy's saying to him is what Chud Logic was saying to me a week ago.
That was
Lacari,
deleted.
I love you. Kind regards, Jeffrey Epstein.
Send the fucking investigation, bro. I don't have any of this shit on my PC.
W Tona?
Oh my god.
Our scouts are reporting the Dominion is attempting.
Dude, the nervous smile.
I feel bad. It's like my friend's like upset.
At the game.
Dude, we were publicly. Actually, they can do that?
Fuck. I guess I just clicked the button again. How's your money doing? Yesterday the donuts were fine. They're not so fire right now. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You win some, you lose some, right?
Well, let me actually read what people are saying. Full manhandling. Wait, I like what this guy says. Full manhandling. Ban anyone. I mean, I am open to getting investigated. Like, actually.
Yeah,
He's
open to it, guys. He's open to it. I guess he's telling me.
Like, I know I'm innocent, so I'm open to get investigating. I'm actually open for it. If that is enough to, like...
Well, I believe him.
Disprove this shit, then please, by all means.
He's like setting like a, he's like trying to do the look how open I am, but the way you would actually go and verify that, he's like, the viewer would have to manage to get like a police investigation to actually go forward, which isn't like necessarily going to happen, and he knows that, so he's able to actually like look like he's willing to risk shit without actually having to risk anything. 5 from Autism 420. Pity Dono? Or don't pity Dono. No, don't pity, dude. Dude. I'm so cooked. I'm so fucking cooked.
We're going to take it way too seriously? Well, yeah, obviously, as we just saw. Lacks awareness. Another trait of top laner. I'll just lawyer up, bro. Fuck it. I'll just lawyer up. He did.
Themselves that link to deposits of cheese, pizza and bestiality videos. Goon on another PC. Too retarded to turn off stream and continues to self-incriminate. Bro definitely has all the files still in the recycle bin after trying to hide the evidence.
Nope.
He just has to sit there and take it and pretend like he's not mad. I don't know why, like, dude.
The terrorism will rise.
He thinks that, like, trying to look not mad, like, he thinks this is actually going to work for him. $2 from Will is me for your can. My can? Thank you so much. Okay, wait. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Shortly, my warriors. Be vigilant. Void rays can now be warped in at our Stargate. They are ideal for intercepting foes in the battle ahead. Well done, Face Smith. We will make good use of them.
Lacari might have known he fucked up.
It's just like Forza, man. Forza got linked to horse video. It's not like you wanted to watch it.
All right. Well, anyways, I am probably gonna wrap it up because I have to go do something, and it is. I actually do have to go do something. Well, I actually don't have to go do something. Like, have to do something, but okay. I don't need to explain it to you. I don't need to explain it to you, okay? But I'll check out maybe some more clips tomorrow. Like Cope, I'll do. I'm gonna try to go live at a normal time tomorrow with like a properly planned stream. Is it actually gonna happen? No. But for those of you that want to chat, I might be an ICVC later. IC chat, am I right, folks? Am I right? Am I right? Aiden, I don't get it. How could you just sit there and take it? Also, Aiden, I need to go on shot and justify everything while getting berated by my you can point at the Dickers like performances like that. Like I think my performance on shot was fine. I think I like owned it where I should have owned it to begin with. I think I adequately defended myself from on like statements that just like weren't true. Obviously there was no way to come out of that looking good because I did fuck up. But I think like on the Chud stream I was totally reasonable. The Dicker shit, I wasn't reasonable at all. But I know for a fact that behind the scenes, some people who were against me, like a little bit more like, okay, he's not really he's not crashing out so much anymore after the Chud shit. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you possibly tomorrow. Rating into Soul Skibbity's favorite streamer.